What is going on, dudes? It's TheeRealDuke. Welcome to episode 5 of my Banished Let's Play series. Last episode, I just got the game paused here for a second. Last episode, we added some protection to our city by spreading out with different satellite branches. I don't know if you remember. Back here, like this dude over here, they add safety. Safety in numbers. We don't have one centralized location of everything to be potentially destroyed and wipe us out. So it adds a little protection. We have another important efficiency that we have yet to take advantage of, and I'm just going to go ahead and rock back in to double speed, 2x speed. And so let's kind of talk about that for a second, because it is kind of an important point. So the slowest time of year for us is winter time, and that's because we have the hide coat here, and that's, it's kind of a deal, kind of an issue, because, it's cold, and people want to stay warm, obviously, so we have extra challenges in the winter, which you already know. Food and firewood shortages are a genuine concern, but we can avoid some of that and increase our efficiency in the wintertime by making the warm coat, which is leather and wool. Now we don't have wool, and how are we going to get wool? Well, we are, as you know, playing on hard mode, and so that means we don't have any. We don't have anything. We don't have anything. We don't have. We don't have crops of any kind. We don't have plants or seedlings for orchards. We don't have any livestock either, and the only way to get that is to is to trade for it. So we need a trading post of some kind. What in the world could we do to accomplish that? Well, we encounter a lot of problems, a lot of new things can potentially crop up for us. Additional concerns. Now, some of them are worth the risk, others not so much. We do kind of welcome disease and things like that when we have a trading post set up, but we do need it to progress through the game, and we're gonna increase. Hopefully, we're gonna increase the health and wellness ultimately, and the productivity and the lives and material ways of our villagers, of our citizens, when we do actually take part in it. So I think we should just should we take the risk and do it, because we also do need the market. We also do need to set up the market, but the trading post is going to be big for us. Now, for the trading post, we need to set it up on this major river here. So because we need the dudes to be able to, we need the guys to be able to reach us, the traders to reach us. So I guess figure out the easiest way. And if I zoom out, this is the closest main river to us, the closest large river. Yeah, I wish there was a closer one. There's this shallower one that does not qualify. Does not qualify. And that's pretty much all we're working with. Maybe it was a little bit tougher seed than we should have picked. But, it is what it is. So let's, I think this is the closest place for us to put this appropriately, I think. Come on. I knew it fit in here somewhere. Where was it? Where was it? Come on, right in here somewhere. I saw it before. I know I did. Come on. Come on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Somewhere. Somewhere, please. Let's try down here. No, right there, right there. Okay, what about over here? Oh, over here's better anyway, because it's a straight shot. And trying to snug it up as tight as I can. I think that is going to be the best spot. So, laborer and builder, get after it. Jeez. So another thing we're going to need to do is, let's get a road headed out here. And I'm actually going to have it hug as best we can. Try to make the most efficient design of this that we can do. So I want to go in a straight line, so That is quite the path. Jeesh. Alright, so the next thing we need to worry about... is what we're going to trade. Now, just a quick overview of how this works. So basically, once a trading post is built, what happens is you have porters that work at the trading post, and they take goods from your stockpiles in town, and they store them in the trading post storage shed. And when traders come by, traders can trade your items in your storage shed at your trading post for a currency, which is really not stated in the game in any other form. And you can acquire new items from them that you would normally be able to acquire otherwise. And so it's really important that you have those items there because it helps speed things up and it helps increase efficiency. So the more people you have working at the trading post, the faster and easier it is to keep it stocked. And then basically, so it functions in a similar way to the marketplace, which we will also be hopefully we'll be getting up shortly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these dudes rock and roll. We're going to get this built. I'm maybe going to throw in some homes and storage shed near here, and a stockpile also near here, because we're going to be doing some development out in this area. And hopefully this will be our next big step in the right direction. Choppity chop chop chop. So we have stockpile built, which is saving some people some time when they're moving junk, which is nice. We have 2 houses going up because we had a bunch of people just graduate from school. Unfortunately, we lost a young lady during childbirth, which is very sad. But 'tis a sign of these olden times. And we are approaching winter. We have solid stockpile. Our food stockpile is going nuts. We have a solid stockpile of firewood, which is good. I think I'm going to increase the cap for that so we can get some more wood going. But check out this out. Check out all these out. We have some laborers. I added a builder to kind of help move things along, and I'm going to keep those 2 laborers rocking and rolling where they are. They're going to help facilitate this entire building process out here. And we're also going to be able to assign another one to this fishing dock, which I think will be maybe one of the highest efficiency fishing docks I've seen in a long time in any of the cities that I've been working on or building because of its prime position here. Excuse me. So, you know, we're just going to keep it rolling. We're entering autumn. We're rocking and rolling at 5x speed, quintuple speed, which is a little awkward to say. A little bit more awkward than double speed anyway. These guys are doing their thing out here. We have the laborers also increasing the efficiency of these things, such as the Gatherer's Hut and the Forester Lodge, because they're clearing out these type things, which I have them set to do. So we are rumbling, bumbling, fumbling, stumbling along, slowly but steadily, making good progress, keeping up a good pace. This is taking a little bit longer to build because we are so far away from everything else, but this is going to be awesome because we're going to have our own it's going to be our own kind of little mini village type thing out here, because this is going to be providing food. They're just going to need to go into town maybe for some firewood and stuff like that. So we're going to have food out here and stuff like that. So it'll be good. We're going to keep plugging along as winter falls on Dukesburg. Hopefully these guys will get their act together out here. Look at that. Got a husband and wife already shacking up. It's beautiful. Laborer and a forester. Keep it rolling, Dukesburgians. Well, would you look at that? Is that a pretty thing? Isn't it just, though? What do you think? Trading post. Not too shabby, huh? Not too shabby. Important point. So now we did try to do a lot more than just build the trading post. We additionally built a stockpile, 3 houses, which are full up of peeps. We have a storage barn underway, and then I misplaced and then replaced a well for out here. But I also started another well deep in town, and those are just to prevent forest fires. No, they're to prevent stuff from burning down, which I think I mentioned already a couple episodes back. But it's an added layer of protection. So that, I didn't get to work on the fishing dock yet, but it took us a year, an in-game year. We are in early winter of 8. If you remember, it was getting into fall, year 7. So it did take us a year to make this happen. Planning is huge, and I keep saying that with this game, but it is huge. So I'm not going to do a full tutorial on exactly what the trading post does, because that is, I think, beyond the scope of what we need to handle at this time. But as things were rolling along there during that year where I was where we cut away, and we accomplished all of these things, we had a ton of people come to maturity and become laborers. So I assigned another gatherer. So we have 3 gatherer huts with 3 gatherers apiece. I increased the food limit to 7,000. Did I increase it to 7,000? I believe I did. Food limit is increased to 7,000. I increased, and 7,000 is dude, that is a preposterous amount of food for us to consume in this little town. That's not what we want it for. What we want it for is for trading. So what I'm doing is, and I also increased the fuel limit to 1,000 because fuel will go for a decent price. Yeah, so I did increase that to 1,000 also. I increased the blacksmithing tool limits to 35, which is just right around the number of adults we have that can use tools. I also increased the amount of clothing that we could make up to 35 as well. So they're kind of doing their thing. They caught up quickly. This guy actually has a little bit of work to do, apparently. It's tool limit 35. 38 is the amount of tools we actually have stored, and he still hasn't given me the icon showing me, like this one, that we've reached the production limit for him. But whatever, that's cool. We got iron, so just, rock and roll, baby cakes. All good. All good in the hood. Out here we have the Gatherer's Hut. Well, again, 3, 3, and 3 for those. So what I'm doing is, in a very controlled and slow kind of gradual way, I am pressure testing the system, in that I am seeing how much wood I can gather, how many logs I can gather, and what the log kind of ratio kind of holds at, while I increase my fuel in my fuel inventory, because what I'm making fuel logs from actual logs. So those two those inventories are dependent upon each other. So I did add one of these laborers to the Forester Lodge. So we have 2 Forester Lodges now, I believe. One here, yeah, and one here. We don't have one over here because we need that old growth forest for the herbalist. So maybe later down the road, to help increase efficiency for the herbalist a little bit, we might throw one out here to just plant trees and then destroy it when it's fully planted. But we have 104 herbs. Just that we just don't need that many. We just don't use that many herbs. We just plain do not use that many herbs for the population that we have. So let's let that rock and roll and do what it do. Yeah, so we are going to assign. So just a brief overview for the trading post, because that is what we're talking about here. We're going to see what we can make happen. It is going to take some time, but we're going to see what we can make happen. Brief overview. So we have the people that work at this location are actually not, I don't know, they're not actually called porters. They're called traders, but what they do is they're porters. They transport goods back and forth. And so for the traders, basically, I'm going to assign 2 because I want this to fill up quickly so that we are ready for when a trader comes by, so we can make a trade if we have the opportunity. Right now, our primary concern, because our health is high and our happiness is pretty high, our main concern is to get, which is over here, which we haven't seen any yet. We can only talk about things that we know exist in the world. So anyway, our primary goal is to get some sheep. We want to get some sheep. Again, anything we can get to increase the variety in our diet is a plus, and that will increase our health. So livestock is one of our big concerns, and then we can expand our livestock production to then become a trading thing. But basically right now, what we're really focusing on is trying to get some sheep. So what I'm thinking is we're going to trade some food, and we can do that from any of these food type things, which we're going to have to look further into, but we're going to maybe trade a little bit of food and a lot of firewood to get that. So what we should do is, let's go over to traders. We'll make 2 traders, and then we will go ahead and increase firewood. Let's just increase this to, let's say 500. Let's say 400. So they are going to, these traders, which I will always call porters because that's what they're doing, but I mean traders. I will make a concerted effort to say trader. These porters will ferry stuff back and forth. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a hit of 400 wood and see what happens to our firewood, and we're going to watch closely to see if that's something we can pull off. Additionally, actually, let's start with that. Let's not turn too many knobs because that is not safe and that may be bad. So let's start with 400 firewood and see how we do with that. So I'm going to just let that rock and roll. I'm going to hit play here, and we'll maybe start throwing up some more houses, and we'll see how this works. You see him? Here he comes. Here he comes. We're stalking him. It is our first trader. Looks like we're only getting about 1 trader a year. As a year has passed, nearly, you can see it getting snowy, and this is our first trader. Ooh, I'm excited. And let's see, a merchant has arrived at a trading post. So let's see. Delorin, the livestock merchant, he will give unto us 6 cattle for 800 bucks. Now, cattle is going to I'm sorry, he's going to give us 1 cattle for 800 bucks. Let's see how much we have in this. So each firewood gives us a value of 4 units. I'm going to call them I don't know, Gillies. I'm going to call him Gillies. No. Zinni. No. Gil. I'm going to call him Gil because I like Final Fantasy. I'm going to call him Gil. Not that that's the only... Anyway. So. They just call him units. I'm going to call him Gil. I wonder if I can go in the game somehow and change it. So, anyway. I'm going to need 2 cattle so that we can make more cattle. So that's going to be 1,600, and that will happen to be all of our units. So what's going to happen is they're going to go into a little holding pen here, and then I won't be able to take on any more livestock. And then we will get that livestock pen happening. Do the trade. There are my cows. And we are going to allow Delorin, the livestock merchant, to carry on about his business. We're going to have to get some more firewood in here, but it doesn't look like we have any. So, we're going to need to get some more firewood happening. We're going to get cattle. We're going to get some ranching happening. We're going to become ranchers. We're going to work on livestock. We're going to get through this winter, hopefully with some firewood left over for us to trade. But that is it for this episode. Thank you, dude, so much for watching. I truly hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. We're making some expansions also. You can see this road starting to work out down here. Anyway, I do truly hope you do enjoyed watching. I truly appreciate every single like, comment, sub, and definitely every single view. So thank you very much for watching. You know what? That is it for Dukesburg. For now, it's TheeRealDuke, and I'm out.